After what seems like an eternally long hiatus, Jenna Ortega returns to Nevermore for Netflix's Wednesday Season 2. We've only got part 1 so far, with the second part arriving in September. So does this season bring us more darkness, or does it lighten up and become more of Enid speed? Wednesday Addams returns to prowl the Gothic halls of Nevermore Academy, where fresh foes and woes await. This season, Wednesday must navigate family, friends, and old adversaries, propelling her into another year of delightfully dark and kooky mayhem, while also being plunged into a new, bone-chilling supernatural mystery. This season is much darker and morose than the first season, and now that we've been introduced to so many of the characters, the story can focus on Wednesday and her melancholic mischievousness. And for anybody who enjoys a good noirish mystery, the first part brings us a good old murder mystery, where Wednesday unexpectedly finds herself racing against the clock to save somebody that she doesn't fully loathe. Something that surprised me for this season is that we get way more of Gomez and Morticia, played by Luis Guzman and Catherine Zeta-Jones. And while they were present for bits in Season 1, here they're major players, especially Morticia, as she and Wednesday have some mother-daughter strife that works to create drama as well as suspense. We also get to see Pugsley enter Nevermore, and he gets to experience some cringy first-time friend-making. Isaac Ordonez is fun in his role because he has this look to him that it is an off-putting mix of naivete and psychopathy, and he crafts his character to be unassuming, but like a strange combo of Gomez and Fester, and it works to make him surprisingly endearing. But for the crux of part 1, Wednesday is working to solve a murder and then prevent another. The scheming, it's quirky and comical, utilizing Tim Burton's bizarre visual eye to complement the story from Miles Millar and Alfred Gough. And the result, it's darkly comedic, with multiple sequences and interactions that made me chuckle out loud. Now, this season is also introducing several guest stars, some of whom have larger roles, and then some that are kind of brief. For part 1, we get Steve Buscemi, Thandwe Newton, Haley Joel Osment, Heather Matarazzo, and Joanna Lumley. Now, others are going to appear in part 2, so I'm going to hold off on announcing them just until that review. But part 1, it's frustratingly only 4 episodes long, making for a very quick watch. Now, I really could have gone for 6 or 8 episodes thanks to how much more mature this season became. I'm not talking about sex, nudity, anything like that. Instead, it doubles down on the peril and risk, creating storylines that put characters in danger so we can feel the stakes and the weight that's attached. And all throughout, the same off-kilter humor is still present, balancing out the dreariness with morbid jokes and quirky situations. Now, as a plot device this season, Wednesday gives an account of her summer activities, which then make her a Nevermore celebrity, which is everything that she never wanted, exposure and attention. But also with that comes a new character who is wacky, but in a they might chop your head off thinking it's cute kind of way. It's an excellent role to add to the plot because of the wildcard aspect, never being quite sure if this person is just fanatical or if they're excessively deranged. And really, it's a combo of both, I think. Sometimes the story does wander off on some tangents that detract from Wednesday's mysterious pursuit. And while these scenes can be fun, they tend to add more padding to the plot, making me wish once again for more episodes within this first part. Now take Pugsley for example. He makes a discovery that adds some tension and some chaos to the arcs, but for what we're shown in this first part, the amount of attention the story receives doesn't match the payoff that we get. There's also a love triangle sort of complication between Enid, Ajax, and Bruno. Now, this is cutesy and endearing, sort of, but it also distracted from the overall story, creating the sense that without the conflict, Enid would have very little to do within this first part, relegating her to an even smaller role than she already had this season. So while I wish the season were longer, the episodes contained less fluff and distractions, and some characters received more attention directly related to the main plot, the darker and more mature tone combined with the risk and peril, as well as the enhanced family dynamics, helped to make part 1 very enjoyable and heart-pounding. Jenna Ortega, while excellent in her portrayal, is complemented by so many solid performances that she's no longer the singular standout. And I don't think that's a bad thing in the slightest. The mystery is engaging, the humor is effective, and the atmosphere is just twisted and ominous enough without becoming dismal. This is a solid 4 episodes, despite the tangents, and while it's also a satisfying binge, we're left on an extreme cliffhanger, and that may make you want to hold until the second part arrives to binge it all at once. There's no sex or nudity, some profanity, then a bunch of violence. Now, I'm going to hold off on giving this a rating until part 2 drops, but so far, it's a fun and great kickoff to spooky season. So, were you a fan of the show? If so, who's your favorite character? Or maybe, who do you hope to see more of this time? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.